Hi Aquarius, this is Wishko the Ferret. Thanks for hopping into the Ferret Den where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you for May 15th to the 21st. We have a new moon in Taurus, by the way, coming up on the 19th or wherever it is that it's going to happen for you, but around that time frame. Check your local time zone if you want to manifest on those energies and figure out what astrological stuff is going on, because I like to work my manifestation around that time too. You could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It doesn't really matter. If you feel called to this reading, even if you don't have Aquarius placements in your chart, then this message could also be for you too. I called in my connections and connected with this sign already before the video started. So, as always, Aquarius, take a pause in the video if you need to, but I always encourage to drop into your heart space before listening. Let the energetic, like the energy spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. I just heard that you are equipped to handle this. You are equipped to handle this. I'm hearing specifically that it's a change, but we'll see what your cards say. So as always, thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Spirit Team. Thank you, Angel Guides, for connecting me with the energy of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Thank you for helping me to uplift and empower the collective. And thank you to the dragons too. I kind of want to give them a shout out as well for keeping connected and for always staying present and available for me to call on. I also am calling them in because I'm seeing some cards that I don't typically see. So thank you, dragons, for helping to connect me to your messages with the Tarot of Dragons deck. They're like a different kind of energy, so give me like a little bit to acclimate. For Aquarius. They're very short and sweet and straight to the point too. So let me have these energies here for a second. Okay, so for this week, you have the Queen of Wands showing up first. You're confident. You're a badass. So the Queen of Wands is all about running her kingdom. The wand suit is... okay, so the spirits are actually saying describe the card. So it's a red dragon standing and kind of guarding her egg. She has a black panther in her nest as well. The black panther kind of stands guard, and it's kind of like a strike in her intuition. It's like a companion. The panther is like helps to serve as like a wisdom advisor. Specifically in this reading is what's coming through, and like the flaming wand is what she rules with. It's what she has culminated over her rule. Like she has been the Page of Wands at one point, and she has worked her way up to this position. So she has a right to, like, she's lived her, she hasn't lived like a full life yet, but she has lived. This could be this for any age, by the way. Like, for whatever this is, you have the wisdom, you have the confidence of somebody who has lived a full life and is ready to nurture the next generation. So, or is very motherly or nurturing in nature, and perhaps you are a teacher to someone. Or like a spiritual advisor of sorts. So what I'm getting with the Queen of Wands specifically, perhaps you are at a time in your life where you're ready to reproduce, and that's something you're looking to do now. This is just indicating to me where you're at, like with the Tarot of Dragons here. But the Queen of Wands just says, even if it's not like that, even if you're not looking to have children, or if you're not in that time frame to have them, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, or like, even if you're like one of those, like, I'm done having kids, what are you talking about? But the Queen of Wands is representative of the confidence and of the badassery. Also, just being in strong control of your kingdom. She is very wise, and she does rule a lot with her like, determination, her will, and her creativity, and she is very warm in nature, so I feel like those are energies that are calling for your attention this week, to be warm and compassionate and to almost rule in that nurturing type of way in different areas of your life. You have the Four of Cups coming out, and the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot is always indicative of some sort of, maybe we're being too picky or choosy, but it's some sort of decision or the presentation of opportunities in which we are kind of lazing about and not taking them, or actively just saying no, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Perhaps you're someone that knows your worth, but it's almost like your guides are saying that it will almost come time to choose. It's basically almost time to choose. I don't see any choice cards here at this present moment, so you have a little bit of time to reflect on what it is that you want, but I do feel like you are guiding with grace. Like, you're guiding yourself with grace, and I feel like for whatever reason, this Panther card, that's not the Panther card, I'm sorry, but the Panther in the Queen of Wands that's showing up, it feels like you are being guided and led through this change this week of just this compassionate and nurturing time. But the Four of Cups is almost like you're taking care of the self, kind of. You're being nurturing and compassionate towards the self, which I feel is very vital in order to help maintain our balance and to keep our energy healthy and cleansed and clean, so that we don't take on any unnecessary baggage or turmoil. Okay, so the Four of Cups, perhaps you are drawing the line for a reason. Perhaps there's a reason you're not really making a choice right now, or you're being incredibly choosy, which is fine. If she drank from every single cup, and if it all ended up being wine, she would get incredibly drunk and it wouldn't feel very good, right? So that's just, it's for whatever reason that specific message is coming through, that I feel like it's just a caring and nurturing thing. You have at the focal point of your reading, though, another queen. You have Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords in this card actually has a tragic story to it, and it's written very beautifully. But essentially, the meaning behind this card in the Tarot of Dragons is that she has really been through a great deal of suffering. She's been through a great deal of suffering, and she understands and knows that it's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to go rule her kingdom. It's something that she's done already. It's almost like she either... It's almost like, because like the flowers are kind of like, the sun is setting and the flowers are a little wilted, but there are so many blue butterflies around, and butterflies are a symbol of transformation. So she has transformed, and she kind of has that knowledge and wisdom already. She has the ability to keep a calm and cool, collected mind even as this turmoil was happening. But even so, you have come out of it, and you have grown from your sufferings, and you are, it's almost like I just heard it's time to move on. So moving past, like nurturing yourself so that you are able to move forward this week is a great deal, like could be a great deal of your focus for this week. Seven of Swords could indicate that somebody could be stealing energy from you, maybe not on purpose, but perhaps their energy just doesn't align with yours right now. And maybe it is time for you to say no to certain people and draw the line in the sand, because as you can see, she's trying to rest, and this little guy is trying to come up and steal, what is that, a bone? Trying to steal her meal, trying to steal her nourishment. So really just drawing the line with those types of energies. Just be aware that it's happening. I do feel like that whatever is stolen from you, like you will get it back, because the Knight of Swords also here, I don't feel like it's something physically stolen from you. I guess though it could be, but it's more of like somebody's trying to take your time or your effort, or someone's not being 100% honest with you. But the Knight of Swords, like I do see you sticking up for yourself. The Knight of Swords is somebody who is racing with their words or their thoughts or their beliefs, but typically it is an act of engagement, of speeding forward very quickly. The Swords is the suit of words and thoughts and beliefs here, and I do feel like that there are some words that will be thrown if this is a physical situation, and if not, this is just something that you are racing forward to call, like you're like, absolutely not. Like, for whatever reason, that's just the vibe that I'm getting. But I do feel like communication is very heavy for you. I mean, you do have the Queen, the Seven, and the Knight of Swords. So definitely a lot of sword energy here. There could be a lot of communication happening. The reason why I say that also is because in your Astro Dice, you rolled Mercury. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It is like the messenger, helping get the messengers around to like between the other planets and such. You also have Pisces and the 4th house. So specifically this could be in relation to family matters, because the 4th house is our house of home and family. So this could quite literally just be in the home. I'm hearing for whatever reason generational. So you could be dealing with some generational habits that you need to speak through, that you need to work upon. But there's something here about speaking. Something here about the voice, about your choice of words or whatever it is. But Pisces, with that energy, Pisces are very mediumistic. They also have their head up in the clouds a lot. I'm a Pisces moon and rising, so I get that deal a lot. But the Pisces energy is a highly mediumistic sign. So when the energies are present on the astro dice, it indicates to me that a high level of imagination and intuition are being used and are being encouraged this time. So perhaps you are thinking of different ways to communicate at this time. You're thinking of different ways to communicate to anybody who's included in your home and family. If not, you are thinking of different ways to, like, different words that you can use and sprinkle throughout your day to talk to yourself. I don't know why, but for Aquarius, for you, I just feel like it's just the main thing is like compassion and understanding towards yourself, especially with the Queen of Swords being your focus point. Like, it's indicating to me that, like, especially when you're moving on, you need to be gentle with yourself, but you also need to pick up your feet and move. Okay? Let's see what some main themes are. And again, like I said, Pisces is a very psychic sign, so I feel like you are, like with Pisces on your astro dice, like this is something that you are intuitively moving through so that you will get through eventually. It will not last forever. A main theme for you at this time, I did not mean to reverse that card. Oh, it didn't reverse. My bad. Okay. The main theme that came out for you at this time, you have Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom. So this is just what I was saying. I just heard like the word ancestral before, or like kind of like a generational thing. So your ancestors have probably been through something similar that you have right now, and they are whispering guidance into your ear as we speak. You might not be able to physically hear it or hear it with your spiritual ears, but it is being fed to you in some divine manner, either through your dreams, or they are inspiring thoughts into your mind that can help you, that can help you break these ancestral chains, or that can help you work through problems that they've also encountered. I just heard that you are setting up, like you are setting an example. You're setting an example for future generations to come, meaning that you're healing and you're doing something different and you're moving on from something that perhaps your ancestors have not been able to move on from, or something that you have been saddled with and you are like, no more, I'm going to choose to change this. So moving away from old patterns of thinking or old ways of doing things is something that I see being like a heavy part of this week for you. You also have Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal, which is the card of being compassionate towards the self and giving yourself a lot of love. But you also have as a companion card Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. So for you, especially when paired with the Garden of Venus card, this is quite literally making sure that you are putting forth that same amount of effort that you put in for other people to make them feel at ease. You are doing so, it's necessary to do that for yourself as well. So if you were to go, I'm thinking about the classic Reiki experience, for example, or like when you go to a spa or something. I don't think I've ever been to a spa, but like when you go to like a fancy setup of some sort, they set the mood. They light candles and they put the incense on, and they have the relaxing music playing, they dim the lights, they have like even the beds nice and comfortable, like the table, the Reiki table, and they'll have like, are you cold? Do you want a blanket? Like, I mean, they really set you up to be relaxed. And that's what I feel like you need to do. In order to get this healing or this energy of calmness that you want to call from within you, you need to create that energy for yourself. You need to actually do these things that you would do for other people, you need to do for yourself as well. So for me, as a Reiki healer, for example, sometimes when I Reiki my friends, I actually do get the bed set up. I get like, because I have like a mattress that I use. But I'll get like the mattress set up and like the candles and everything, and I'll set the ambiance with the music and turn the lights off and everything. And I mean, it's like a whole experience. But when I do like the Reiki for me, I typically do like, okay, I'm sitting in a chair. Like I'd be sitting in this hardwood chair that's uncomfy. I wouldn't be like, at the most, maybe I'll light a candle and I'll go, okay, I'll start from the head and then I'll start going down. But it's not it's not like I don't put a lot of energy and intention behind it, but I find that it's so much more relaxing and better when you put energy and attention behind it. And I'm actually looking at my clock right now, which is 2020. So, it changed before I showed you. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so it changed. I don't know if you saw it, but I was looking at 2020 on the clock, so I felt like that particular message is very strong and very important for this reading. We also have hollow bone, teachability. You also have trustworthy friends. Thank you, angels, for surrounding me with people I can trust and love. So, with the card teachability, Spirit's asking you to be an instrument that they can move divine information through you. So, oftentimes we find ourselves to be very reactionary and to external events and things that really bother us, that are coming up from within. And Spirit is asking you to just be a neutral observer and be accepting of the divine information that comes through, because we're human and we all make mistakes. And not everything's going to be perfect. And Spirit is saying just accepting it and offering a sense of peace so that you can let yourself be taught by Spirit and let these lessons kind of incorporate into your soul so that you can continue on, with a brighter future, with a happier mind, and with an eased heart. Okay? When paired with trustworthy friends, because it's a companion card, the trustworthy friends, just being around your support at this time, being around if you have any friends that you can go to, or even going out and everybody has the resources to make friends usually. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you can even go online and find people and make connections through different forums and such. But finding friends, I'm hearing for some of you these friends are already established. For some of you there's a potentiality to make new friends, but I feel as if with these two cards together at least, that perhaps there is something to be taught through the types of friendships that you have. So even if it's putting boundaries up, you could have the greatest friends in the world, but if you are somebody who requires a lot of alone time, perhaps you are somebody that needs to say that. This is just an example. This isn't something that has to apply. But putting those boundaries, like I said, in the sand, especially with what we talked about before in the tarot, I do feel that this is something that is something you just need to be taught this lesson of it's okay to have those boundaries with your friends. Not everything has to be perfect with your friendships or with your soul connections that you make here on earth. Not everything has to be perfect with them, but sometimes there has to be some boundaries there, or there is something to be learned from your relationships at this time. We also have in the hand, the universe is your partner. Also paired with spiritual gifts, Archangel Raziel. Thank you, Raziel, for helping me channel my gifts and talents. So quite literally, this is just creating with the universe this week. This is something, just whatever activities you find yourself engaged with, just know that Spirit has a heavy hand in helping you create things too. They can provide you with a lot of opportunities. They can provide you with information. They can provide you with different inspirations and energy, but you have to be the one to act on it. And that is the beautiful, that is just the beautiful method of co-creation that we have with Spirit. So quite literally, they're helping you channel your spiritual gifts at this time. It's have to be a full-on I talk to dead people, or I channel tarot and oracle. That was probably a really off-the-wall way of saying it, because when I first started my spiritual journey, I told people that I talked to dead people, when really there are definitely better ways to say that. And I talked about it with my therapist too, and I was like, wow, I need to take a greater responsibility for that. So that, not to spook anybody out, it is quite literally just speaking with Spirit and trying to help. I don't know, I haven't fully found a way to say it yet, but essentially I help people on a higher path and something that is peaceful for them. I help shed some light on this, what can feel like a sorrowful existence sometimes. So I like helping pull people out of their darkness, and so long as they are willing to take hold of that light and move forward with it and act on it. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, that acting is coming through. That's pretty important for this message, that if you have gifts that you are feeling like you want to share, I'm hearing that perhaps you're prolonging the actions on it, and Spirit's okay, well, you know, stop dragging your feet. It's time to act now. It's time to act now, Aquarius. So, yeah, that's just something to do this week. You know, your gifts can be channeled through. You just need to act on it. That's all. So also forgiveness and understanding. oh, I got the chills, because this is paired with, this is the lay of the land. Ancestral wisdom is the focal point of the reading, and then the angel guidance that like comes out at the tail end of the reading is meant to be a companion card and close off this circle of oracles. So the lay of the land with ancestral wisdom, this is also offering forgiveness and understanding to ancestors, or even parental or like grandparent figures, or whoever was in your life before you that you are holding some type of feelings for, that are like aggravated in some way because of maybe it's the way that you were taught, or it's how you grew up, or it was the way that they continued to speak to you. Perhaps they just aren't on your same wavelength. And it's almost like offering forgiveness and understanding to those energies. Offering forgiveness and understanding, but it doesn't mean that you have to still let these energies into your life. If you're offering forgiveness and understanding, you can still forgive, but then not allow the same thing to happen again, and hold up boundaries to where they can't hurt you in those ways again. So specifically, this could be parental figures that you are trying to reach for forgiveness for. And remember that forgiveness isn't always like for the other party. Usually forgiveness is for our own sense of peace. And it actually, I just heard that like when you achieve this forgiveness, it'll actually help improve your sense of self-worth. Because that peace that you settle with, like it's going to be a peace that you settle with, and then I don't know, I just see like, I don't know, this Queen of Swords is coming up again, but I'm seeing like grassy plains with flowers that are popping up out of the ground. So you might literally find more fertile land elsewhere. But Spirit is saying that forgiveness and understanding is appropriate and kind of necessary in order to feel like the flowers are going to bloom for you again. Okay? And forgiveness might be a lifelong process for you, and you might not be able to achieve all of your, like, we still have our quips, you know, I mean, hello, I have quips with my parents, we all do, I think, you know, I mean, we all have quips with, like, the authority figures in our lives, and I think it's important to, like, reach a level or a state of forgiveness so that we can find that inner peace, okay? And the last two oracle cards that I'm going to pull to fill up this little oracle energy circle we have going on here, you have Dragon's Hoard and the Miracle of Prayer. So Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. And you also have, for some reason I want to like link them together, the Miracle of Prayer, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Sandalphon, for delivering my prayers to heaven. Now, the thing is, like, anytime Archangel Sandalphon comes up, he's always coming through like, I hear what you're saying. I heard everything you said, everything you've been praying for, everything you've been asking for. We got you, boo. So essentially the story of Sandalphon is like from, I guess, straight out of the Bible. Like, he takes your prayers and he weaves them into this wreath, and then he takes them up to the throne of God and lays them at his feet to, you know, to look at and enact and send out back to you. Okay? And that's kind of what they're saying, is that you might be praying and you might feel like we're not hearing you, but we are. And Archangel Sandalphon always comes up saying, don't be afraid to pray for your future. We hear your prayers on the future. If you've been talking with Spirit, like, praying does not have to be praying to a religious God or a religious being. Quite literally just talking to Spirit, those are prayers. Those are thought energies that are going out into, like, soul consciousness for them to hear you. So the Dragon's Hoard, like, you're feeling very protective of what is to come, and I feel like your guides are also very protective of, like, the treasures of the future as well. But there is so much there's so much abundance to be found in the future. There's abundance in the present, but there's so much in the future that you will soon see. And it's almost like, make sure that you are making the decisions that are aligned with the future that you want right now. You do your part, Spirit is saying, and they will also do their part in helping keep this future for you safe. Because I do feel like it's protected regardless. No matter what you do, I do feel like it's protected, but I feel like, you know, making actions that are aligned with your intuition and aligned with your soul is going to help set up your future in a way that your soul finds peace with. Even if you're not consciously aware of what that future looks like, your soul still has, like, your soul knows the way. Your soul has a path, even though you're not consciously aware of it. So Archangel Sandalphon is just here to remind you of, hey, Spirit's here, and, you know, we got you covered. So don't worry. Don't worry. Just keep doing what you do, and we'll keep doing what we do, and we'll keep moving forward with this, okay? Let's roll the angel dice for you, Aquarius, and see what you got going on. We have 3, 4, 3 here for you. Trust in the connections you feel within you. Certain guides are communicating to and through you. One more time. Trust in the connections you feel within you. Certain guides are communicating to and through you. With that, I will leave you with that, Aquarius. Thank you to you, your spirit guides, and your angel team. Thank you to my spirit guides and angel team for allowing me to help channel this collective Aquarius energy for you. I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel really good to hear your stories, or like at least to read your energy. And I hope that you got something out of it. If this resonated with you anyway, if you think I'm cool, if you like my vibe and all those things, go ahead and like the video. That really does help the channel grow and helps get the message out to other people. And also subscribing helps keep up to date with the stuff that I do put out. I put out weeklies, I put out collectives occasionally, I do pick-a-cards. I'm launching a Patreon very soon, so I'm very excited to get that out and ready for you. And I also am introducing my ferret fam to the channel. All of my beautiful and lovely ferrets who do occasionally make appearances in readings whenever they want my attention. So if you're into that, if you think that's cool, go ahead and do all the things. I love you, I love you, I love you, if anyone hasn't told you already. And I hope you have the best week. I'll see you next time. Bye.